Welcome and thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to do just a gentle, I hate to say lazy because it's still work, but just a gentle seated and lying practice today. So just gentle stretches, calming your mind. This is great to do before bed if you're feeling stressed out or anxious. Just a really nice way to feel grounded and just check in with your breath. So we're going to start today in a seated position, one that feels good to you. If you have a harder time sitting cross-legged because your hips are just a little bit tight, not great on your knees, I invite you to sit up on a bolster. That can make a big difference. A folded blanket, a pillow, whatever feels good to you, just to get your hips a little higher off the floor. And we're going to roll those shoulders up and back. The name of the game today is gentle, so be kind to your body. Let those shoulders slide down and away. Do that again. Close your eyes. Focus on that rotation, lifting, rolling back, and then gently letting go. Isolate that left shoulder. Just lift the left shoulder. Roll it forward, lift it high, roll it back, and let it just gently slide down and away. Now that right shoulder, lift it high, roll it back, and gently let it slide down and away. One more time. Both shoulders, roll them forward, lift them high, roll them back, and gently let them slide down and away. Let your hands find a place to rest. If it feels good to you, turn your palms up. You're welcome to just drape your wrists over your knees. You can just soften those hands. Let your fingers be soft, relaxed. If you like index finger and thumb to touch, just a little more formal hand posture, but you do you. Take care of yourself. And focus on those big, deep breaths. Sometimes sitting cross-legged, it's hard to sit up really tall and feel that length in your spine. Again, I invite you to sit on that bolster, the blanket, whatever you need to feel that length in the spine. This allows us to open our chest and to get those bigger, deeper breaths in and out through the nose. We pull our hands to heart center. We lift the base of the thumbs to the center of the forehead and just gently press the base of the thumbs against the center of the forehead. Activating our third eye, our intuition. We trust that intuition. Focus on your breath, those slow, steady breaths in and out. And then lift those arms straight up overhead, fingertips pointing towards the ceiling. Soften those shoulders. And gently let those arms float all the way back down to the floor. Pressing your palms down towards the ground. Now if you're sitting up on a bolster or a blanket, it might be a little bit more challenging. Just press those palms down. If it's more fingertips, that's fine. And then gently lean your head to the right. Remember, this is all about being gentle. So being gentle, we're going to stay on the scale of intensity below a 5. So if you're hitting a 5 or above, back off just a little bit. A little press of that left palm down. And then a slow, gentle turn of your chin down towards your right collarbone, stopping whenever you need to, again, below a 5 on that intensity scale. If all of a sudden you're squeezing your eyes shut or you're clenching your jaw, back off a little bit. So we're just going to explore some seated positions, some laying down positions, working towards that perfect space of just calm, relaxed, safe. Turning your face back towards front, and a gentle roll of your chin down towards your chest. That feels good. Feeling that stretch all the way down the base, from the base of the head, all the way down your spine. And gently roll the head to the left. Face is turned towards front. Just relax the weight of your head. Right palm presses down towards the ground. Again, if it's the fingertips, that's fine. So if we're sitting up a little bit higher on that bolster, it's going to be hard to get that palm to the ground unless you've got really long arms. So just reaching down towards the floor. And then a slow, steady turn of your chin down towards that left collarbone. And just notice how you respond. I just noticed in that my left hip kind of locking up a little bit, tensed up a little bit. I'll relax it. So it's just kind of playing with the body a little bit, noticing how your body responds. This is all about that loving energy and creating that energy flow, removing blockages, or maybe you're holding stress, tension, tightness, negative energy. And gently roll your chin back down towards your chest. Good shoulder roll up and back, and let those shoulders slide down and away. Inhale, head up nice and tall, reach it high. As you exhale, release that right hand down, left arm up and over, and we're just going to gently sway side to side. We're going to do this 3 times each side, so just moving at your pace. If 1 or 2 is better for you, that's fine. If you need 3, 4, 5, or 6, go for it. Again, this is just moving at your pace, finding your breath, connecting your breath to your movements, noticing how you feel through the ribs, through the waist, through the back, through the shoulders. Let's do 1 more each side. Coming back to center. We bring the soles of the feet together. Take note of what leg is in front, because we're going to do the other side in a moment. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall. Again, you can be on your bolster. You can sit on that blanket. Just let that chest be super tall. Crown of the head reaching up. Nice tall spine. Holding on, not a death grip. Just gently holding on somewhere along the shins. And we're going to let those knees open out wide. And then as you inhale, we're going to lift the knees. And then gently let those knees slide back down. You can close your eyes here. We're just going to lift the knees on the inhale, and then exhale, let those knees open out to the side. Just a little activation, a little active butterfly here. If it doesn't feel good, you can just sit in butterfly. You don't have to move those knees. Let's do 1 more. Just a little mobility through those hips. And then gently release those knees out. Let's slide those feet forward just a little bit. If you have blocks, you can place blocks underneath your knees, or sitting up on that bolster if you want to, or the floor, and we just hinge it forward. Just go ahead and round it over. Let your head be heavy. This should feel like love for your back, for the hips, for the knees, for the ankles. If ever it does not feel that way, back off a little bit. If you're tipping over that number 5 on that intensity scale, back it off a little bit. If it feels good to you and you have room on that intensity scale, go ahead and extend those arms out as you walk your hands forward. That's going to deepen the stretch. Only if it's right. Nothing above a 5. And then slowly just start to pull those hands back as you stack those vertebrae one at a time till we sit up nice and tall once again. And now we're going to sit in cross-legged pose, easy pose, with the other leg in front. And bring those palms down towards the ground. Press them down. Inhale, reach it high. As you exhale, spread your fingers wide. Pull those elbows back and down. Squeeze to the base of those shoulder blades. Activate the muscles in that upper back. Oh, that feels good. Inhale, reach it up. One of the best postural corrector exercises that you can do. This activates all the muscles in that upper back, the posterior side of your body, from the shoulders through the neck, all the way down your back, helping us to stand up taller. Inhale, reach it high. One more time. Pull those elbows back and down, cactus arms. Inhale, reach it up. And as you exhale, turn to the left. Place your right hand to the top of the thigh, left hand behind you, and just sit up as tall as you can sit. Now, you don't have to pull really hard. I just want you to gently turn and look out over that left shoulder. Now, this is easy to kind of crank it around, and then all of a sudden you're not breathing slow and steady anymore. You're kind of holding your breath. I want you to back it off so that you can get those big, deep breaths in. Only twist as far as feels good. where you can maintain those big, deep breaths in and out through the nose. No tension here, just a really nice rotation and twist. Really important that we keep that length, that space between each of the vertebrae. Inhale, reach it high, turn it back to face front. And then exhale, we turn to the right. Left hand to the top of the thigh, right hand behind you. Sit up as tall as you can sit. Find that length in the spine. And then slowly take your gaze out over that back shoulder. If you want to, you can press that left hand against the knee. Just make sure that you're keeping that breath slow and steady. Inhale, reach it high, turn it back to face front, and gently release those arms down by your sides. Let's extend those legs out. Turning. Take those legs nice and long and flex your feet. Now, if you have a block or a bolster that you'd like to put under your knees, if your hamstrings are super tight, I encourage you to do that. Otherwise, you can softly bend those knees, and we're just going to walk those hands forward. If it feels good to you, you can have those legs long. And we're just going to walk it out as far as feels okay to you. Again, watch this intensity scale because this one can sneak up on you pretty quickly. You can also put your bolster or a blanket underneath your tummy and your chest. That can help ease that tension just a little bit. Otherwise, just let gravity do the work. And then ever so slowly ragdoll your way up. So we're just stacking each vertebra one at a time, allowing those hands to just slide up along the sides of the legs till you sit up nice and tall. Draw one knee in towards your chest. Sit up tall, hold on to that shin, and breathe. We're going to point and flex that left foot. Just notice what that does through the front of the leg, through the foot, through the ankle. Now pull those toes back and just keep that foot flexed. Breathe. And then we're going to cross that right foot up and over that left knee. Feel how that engages and gets a little deeper stretch into that right hip. Sit up nice and tall. Now you can soften that left foot or you can keep it flexed. Wrap the crook of that left elbow around the knee, and we're going to sit up as tall as we can as we pull that knee in a little tighter. Just some nice love going on through that lower back and into the hip. Breathe. And gently release that twist. Let that right knee open out to the side. Sit up nice and tall. Make sure that you're not hyperextending that left knee. If you need something underneath it to keep it from being hyperextended, that's fine. If you need to soften that right foot, please do. And we're going to bring the hands behind and pull that left foot in. Not super tight. Hands are behind you, and fingertips can face whatever direction you want. And we're just going to gently rock side to side. You can make this rock as big or as little as you'd like it to be. I always encourage you to go small and then see how it feels, and then you can get a little bit bigger with your motion. You can take it all the way down if you want to. You can hold if you want to, if you're like, ooh, that feels good. Or you can just keep that rock kind of nice and steady. Chest stays facing forward. That encourages that rotation through the spine as well as that pelvic shift. That feels pretty darn good. And then we come back to center. Go ahead and extend that left leg back out and extend that right leg. We move the fleshy part of our bum just in case it moved back, and we're going to pull that left knee in, sitting up nice and tall. Breathe. Use those hands kind of as an anchor against your shin. And again, that right foot can flex and point. See how that feels? So good. Just a little love for the ankle. So if you have a tendency to get foot cramps, it could do that. Just give it a second, kind of wiggle those toes if that does happen. Now we're going to keep that foot flexed if that feels okay to you, and we're going to cross that left foot up and over. And again, sit up nice and tall. Gentle, kind. Be nice to your body. Feel that length in your spine, sitting up nice and tall. Always working on good posture. If it feels right to you, you can wrap the crook of that right elbow around the knee and just gently pull it in. If that's too much, even if it wasn't on the other side, it's okay. Adjust however you need to. And breathe. Always checking in with your breath wherever you are. Your breath is a great indicator. Are we in the right spot? Are we taking care of ourselves? Are we being kind? Or are we pushing a little too far? This is a gentle practice, so really just being nice, being kind, taking care. And then gently release that rotation. Let that left knee open. Sit up nice and tall. We bring the hands behind us and we pull that right foot in. Again, not too tight. Hands can be in whatever direction you want them to be. And we're going to gently rock. Start small. And then get a little bit deeper into it if you want. Hold if you like. So a couple things happen here. We can shift those shoulders. We want to work to keep the shoulders facing front as best we can. And then the other thing is we have a tendency to sink into our shoulders. So really lift the chest a little bit. Stay long through the neck. And just gently side to side. Little massage for those glutes as you go side to side. And then we come back to center. Go ahead and slide that right leg on out. Slide that left leg on out. Flex your feet. Sit up tall. Hands are down by your sides. We find staff pose. It's a pretty active pose. So as you pull those toes back, activating through the shins, activating through your quadriceps, lengthening down the backs of the legs, and then point your toes. Just as hard as you can point those toes. Can you touch your toes to the ground? That would be something. But you might. And then just soften those feet. Pull your right knee in towards your chest. Hold onto your shin and just slowly take it down. If this isn't great for you, find a safe way to come down onto your back and pull that right knee in. Now if that's a little too much pull for that left hip flexor, bend that left knee and pull your foot in. If it feels good to you, keep that leg long. I have some tight hip flexors going on today. And we're going to point and flex that right foot. Roll the ankle. So when you do have those days where you're like, oh man, I didn't even realize. Take a second and notice what you've been doing the last couple days. The weather has been so perfect. I've been spending a lot more time outside, walking with my dog, and I can definitely feel it. So depending upon the season where you are, maybe you're shoveling snow, maybe you're gardening, whatever the time of the year is, if you've just been spending a little extra time, just notice if your muscles are like, hey. Good. And then we're going to bring the hands behind the thigh and just extend your leg. Now you might need to keep that knee bent a little bit. If you can fully extend that leg, go for it. That might mean you need to pull that left foot in. If you want a strap, a yoga strap, or a dog leash, you can wrap that around the sole of your foot. Use that with your hands. That can help you extend your legs and not have to hold on quite so high up the leg. If you're like, this feels amazing, and you want to walk your hands up towards your foot, go for it. Again, nothing above a 5 on the intensity scale. And we're going to point and flex that right foot. As you flex, that's going to intensify things down the back of the leg. Be nice to your leg. How is your ankle? Roll it. Both directions. Do you notice anything in the sole of your foot? So the fascia can run all the way down. It does run all the way down from the tips of your toes, all the way down the sole of your foot, down the back of your legs, all the way up to the crown of the head. So this connective tissue can get bound up, can get tight, can get knotted, can get dehydrated and get sticky. So this is a great way, that motion, the point and flex, to help release that fascia, to let it not be so sticky. And if you're having a hard time when you feel that, drink a little more water. Be kind to your body. Gently bend that right knee. Right arm extend out to a T. Left hand to the outside of the right knee and gently pull it across your body. And then turn and look out over that right arm. Oh, good little crack in the back. Little self-adjustment. Again, checking in. That intensity scale. Where are you? How are you? How's your breath? So if you are typically more of a gentle stretching, gentle yoga practicer, I hope you love this. If you are more of an intense person and for whatever reason you're checking in for a gentle stretch, I hope you're just like, oh my gosh, why have I waited so long? Because it really is an amazing gift to slow down, to find your breath, and to truly, truly let go of tension and tightness. And then slowly roll it back to center. Place that right foot about knee height or lower, and just let that right knee open out to the side. So kind of like a tree pose, only we're laying down, a half butterfly, if you will. So I want you to notice what's happening with your pelvis. Are you really heavy on that right side and the left side of your pelvis is lifting? I want you to activate through those left obliques to keep that left side of the pelvis as level as you can. Feeling that nice stretch through the inner thigh, those adductors, and that stretch through the hip joint. That ball and socket joint of the hip joint should be able to move in all directions. Sometimes it can kind of get locked up. Just be nice. And then we're going to slowly draw that right knee in, and we're going to work that hip joint. So we're going to pull that right knee in, and we're going to roll it open all the way across, and then we're going to cross that right knee over the left leg, and then open it back up. So we're going to do our best. Your hips are going to move a little bit. Just do your best to keep them as still as possible, and just let that range of motion happen through the hip joint. Now we're going to reverse that. So we're going to cross the knee in. We're going to take it out and around and back up. So if you close your eyes and you visualize that 360 rolling of the hip joint, the head of the femur, through that hip socket, make that happen. And then gently pull it in and gently set it down. And go ahead and slide that leg back out. And we pull that left knee in. Hands to the shin, just below the knee. We check in. How's that right hip flexor? Now hopefully, as we just did that 360 roll, maybe it's already loosened up a little bit. If you're like still too intense, I'm above a 5, pull that right foot in and bend your knee. Otherwise, yep, that leg can remain long, and we're just going to point and flex that left foot. Roll in the ankle. Pops and cracks and all the noise. No worries unless it hurts. So if it hurts, don't do it. Just a really good rule of thumb, because if it hurts, that's going to cause inflammation. Inflammation just makes it harder to work the joints. And it just causes discomfort that we don't want. We're trying to release discomfort. Good, and then just soften that foot. Bring your hands behind your thigh and slowly extend that leg. Again, you can use your strap, a dog leash, anything that you need to, a towel. If you can't quite get that leg straight, you can always just take it down. If you need a bent knee, that's okay. If it feels good to you, yep, you can walk those hands up towards your foot. And then just gentle, slow and steady, point your toes. Just feel that stretch down the front of the foot, the front of the shin, and then slowly pull those toes back and feel how that transitions to the back of the leg. And point and flex. Nothing above a 5, guys. And point and flex. Just breathe. And then just soften your foot, bend that left knee, left arm out to a T, right hand to the outside of the left knee, and gently pull your leg across. That feels good. Turn and look it over that left arm. And breathe. Slow your breath. I appreciate you taking time today with me, trusting me on this journey, joining me on this journey. Always, my wish for you is just a healthy, happy day. Being the best you can be physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, whatever that might mean to you. And then slowly roll it back to center. Releasing that right hand, place that right foot kind of about knee height or even lower if you like, and then just let that left knee roll open. Mindful that that right side of the pelvis doesn't lift as best you can. That half butterfly or figure four, lying tree pose. Just breathing into the hip. When those hips are tight, the lower back can be tight, can throw off our knees, our ankles. Just being gentle, being kind. And then once again, we draw that knee up and in. And we're going to make a big circle with that knee. Rolling it out, rolling it in. Just making that big 360-degree circle. You might notice that you have to really engage those obliques and that rectus abdominis. Those transverse abdominals, so that we try and keep that pelvis as quiet as we can and just make that motion happen through the leg, the head of the femur. And then we're going to switch directions. When you're ready, taking it in, opening it up. So as many of those circles as feels good to you. And just noticing, does it feel different on this side? One more time if that feels okay. And then placing that left foot to the mat, pulling your right foot back in, feet are hip width apart, hands are down by your sides, palms to the mat, a little pelvic tilt. Press the small of the back into the mat. And then gently release just back to a neutral spine. And once again, pelvic tilt. Really feel the small of the back pressing down. And then gently release back to that neutral spine. Again, pelvic tilt. This time we're going to keep that pelvic tilt. We're going to press through the heels and begin to lift the spine, peeling your spine off the mat one vertebra at a time. All the way up to bridge pose. There should not be any pain in your bridge pose, so stop if you start to feel any discomfort beyond a good stretch. Feeling that stretch through the front of the legs as we lift, a good butt squeeze. Keeping that pelvic tilt, slowly take it back down one vertebra at a time, feeling each and every vertebra independently touch. Sometimes we can get kind of chunky in that spine. And all of a sudden we have like 3 or 4 vertebrae come down at the same time. Really work to keep that independent movement. Neutral spine, we're going to do that one more time. Pelvic tilt, press the small of the back down. And then press through those heels as you begin to lift. Coming all the way back up to bridge. Get a good breath in here at the top of your bridge pose. Keeping that pelvic tilt, slowly start the top of the spine, working all the way through that thoracic spine. Watching where that thoracic and lower lumbar vertebra, that transition, that's where it can get kind of chunky and come down together. Really work to keep that independent, each vertebra, and then relax. Did you feel that work in your buns? And then soles of the feet come together. We let those knees open. If you have blocks or bolsters that you would like to put underneath your knees, that is a great way to make this super passive and just super relaxing. If it feels okay to you, just let those knees open. Mindful of your back. A slight arch in your back is okay. If you're really taking care of that lower back, I encourage you to use those blocks or those bolsters and kind of keep that pelvic tilt. There's a little engagement still happening through those transverse abdominals. Just listen to your body. Listen to that intuitive response. Is this good for me? And then slowly draw those knees back together. Pull one knee in towards your chest and then the other. Hands to your shins, just below your knees. Just a gentle rock side to side. We come back to center, placing one foot to the floor and then the other. And we're going to open up those arms to a feel goal. So like a 90-degree bend. Elbows right in line with the shoulders. Hands right in line with the elbows. Just working to create a 90-degree bend in the arms. And you can have your knees bent, staying here. You can come to reclined butterfly back where we were, or you can extend those legs if you'd like. I just want you to relax, working to get the back of the hands to the floor. If that's easy, celebrate that. If you're noticing that one side, maybe you're kind of floating above, we just don't quite have that same range of motion in the shoulder joint, do your best to just relax. Let go of the tension in the shoulder. Now being mindful of the shoulders, no tension, no pain. Extend those arms up and overhead. So if we can't quite get them fully extended, that's okay. Take care of yourself. Do your very best. So I want you to notice what just happened through your chest. Did you have to lift and arch your back? Pressing that back down to the floor and just let those arms be heavy. A little pelvic tilt, maybe pressing the small of the back into the mat. I always think that's a little bit easier when you bring your feet up and bend those knees. Rather than having your legs long, there's a lot more tendency to arch that back. But you do you. Pressing the small of the back down. Just be nice. Now we're going to walk that left foot down to the bottom left corner of your mat. Bringing that right foot right next to that left foot, and you should feel a nice stretch down that right side of your body. If your body says, yep, it's okay, cross that right ankle up and over your left. That's going to deepen that stretch. Now you can stay here, or we can add a lift of the upper body and shift the upper body to that top left corner of your mat. Ah, that feels so good. Just created a little crescent shape. Feeling a really nice stretch all the way down that right side of your body. We're going to keep the pelvis flat, tummy and chest open towards the ceiling. Pelvis open towards the ceiling. There's kind of this tendency to roll heavily onto that left side. Really press that right side of the pelvis down. Again, are you floating around a 5? 5 or below on that intensity scale? One of the most important pieces, whatever kind of yoga that you do, whenever you're stretching, make sure you're breathing. Your breath is a telltale of what's happening in the body. If you're holding your breath, you're tensed up, your body can't relax. That can put us towards fight or flight. That's where we're trying to stay away from, and coming back to that place where everything is right. We feel good. We lift the upper body and bring it back through center. And then we're going to lift that right leg, and we're going to take it down to the bottom right corner of your mat. And then we're going to pull that left foot in next to your right. Just get it as close to that right foot as you can. And just notice what's happening. How does your lower back respond? How do the hips respond through the ribs? If it feels good to you, cross that left ankle open over the right. If you like, lift the upper body and shift the shoulders, the head, the arms over to that top right corner of your mat. I like to stack my hands, but you don't have to. It's about taking care of yourself, right? So just listen into your shoulders, listen into your back, your hips, your pelvis, and just that great stretch all the way down that left side. Close your eyes, relax your jaw. thought, oh wow, I just noticed how much tension I was holding in that right side in my pelvis. I just let it go, and that was amazing. So check in. I didn't even realize I was doing it. Relax your glutes, particularly that right one. Relax your hip. I love when I have those aha moments when you just have this amazing release. I hope you found at least one of those today, if not multiple. We lift the upper body and bring it back through center. We lift that left leg, bring it back to center, and then the right. Let's pull that right knee in once again, and then the left. Hands to the shins, just below your knees. Just pull it in nice and tight. Rock it side to side. You can make those rocks as big as you want to. You can keep them small. Coming back to center, place your right foot to the mat. Little pigeon-toed stance with your foot, and then your left foot comes down. Little space between your feet so that when your knees come to touch, it's almost like zero effort. Just letting gravity take a hold. Hands can rest on your hips. Arms can be down by your sides. You can rest your hands on your belly. You can take those arms up and overhead. So just some place for your arms that feels good to you. Soften your eyes, relax your jaw, and breathe. Taking time to slow things down, to really check in, and to truly work to let go. As we learn to let go of tension and tightness, that freedom that it brings is truly magical. Celebrating the way the body will move, recognizing the limitations, and sometimes those things are just a little out of reach for today, without judgment or criticism. We honor our body and we meet it where it is today. We focus on our breath as often as we can, reminding ourselves of the things that we can control and letting go of the things we can't. Our breath, our thoughts, our words, our responses. We work to stay positive as best we can. We recognize that life has its challenges, but those are to learn and to teach and to grow from. Life is not perfect, nor are we, nor was it meant to be. It's an adventure and a journey. We trust the process. We trust the journey. We connect with people that help us on our journey and our adventure to be better. I thank you for your time today. For taking time to take care of yourself and trusting me with that process. Gently open your arms out to a T, palms facing the ground, and let both knees gently fall to the right. You can have as much space between those feet as you like. Just let those knees fall to the right. If you like them stacked, perfect. If you like them separated a little bit, that's fine too. Turn and look out over that left arm. Keep in mind that the most important project that you will ever work on in your life is you. The work you put into yourself to be your very best, to show up, Treat yourself with love, compassion, grace. Sometimes a little tough love when you need it. Slowly we bring those knees back through center. Both feet are going to pass to the ground, and then gently take your gaze to the right as those knees fall to the left. And again, those knees can be separated, feet separated, knees can be stacked, feet can be stacked. It doesn't have to match both the same on each side. Just do what feels good. I appreciate your time, and I always want to make your time well spent. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. Relax through the hips, the knees, the ankles. Focus on those inhales and the exhales. And then slowly come back to center. Drawing one knee in towards your chest and then the other. And just give yourself a gentle hug. When you're ready, however you wish, come up to a seated position. You can roll your knees to the side. You can rock yourself up. We come back to a seated position that feels good. If you'd like to sit on that bolster or your blanket once again, please do. Rest your hands, turn your palms face up. If it feels right, bring your index finger and thumb to touch. The softness in your eyes, in your jaw, an ease to your breath, to your being. We once again pull our hands to heart center and lift the base of the thumbs to the center of the forehead. Once again, checking in with that third eye and that intuition. May you find a smile on your face today more often than not. I hope you feel amazing. I hope this sense of peace and calm travels with you through the rest of your day and into your sleep. Gently pull those hands to heart center. Open your eyes. My friend, thank you for joining me today. I hope that was fantastic. I hope you feel just light and carefree. And you just kind of float through the rest of the day. Until the next time, light, love, and namaste.